Obligatory podcast intro.
Hello and welcome. This is Flipping Pages with Matt and Adam. I'm Matt with my co-host Adam. And this show is where we take all 4 letters of the alphabet, we put them in a hole in the ground, we draw a letter, and then pick a comic that begins with that letter. I don't know his, he does not know mine. Spoilers ahead for everything, including things that have anything to do with this comic we'll probably spoil, so just spoilers ahead. What do we get? I got M,
M.
and you got B.
Yep.
So I would just come right out and say, dude, mine was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
10 thumbs up. I'm never giving a comic 10 thumbs up, but this one's great. So it's called Mr. Easta.
How do you spell it?
Mr. dot, like Mr.
Yeah.
And then Easta, Easta.
Okay. So gangster Easter. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Easta. I'm like,
Right?
I
Is that
kept
what it is,
listening and saying, like, trying to hear a pun or something. I was like, is there something I'm missing? But it's just Mr. Easta.
Oh, okay.
It was written by Kit Wallace, and it's from Scout Comics.
Okay, Scout. Okay.
Yeah, we've come across Scout quite a few times now.
I have 1 or 2.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
And I think I've come across them looking for some as well. They're out there,
Mm-hmm.
but good on them because this one was great. So, all right, so I'm a sucker for humanoid like animals.
Yeah.
Like I always love that, and this book is full of that.
I saw some of the art and it looked right up your alley.
Oh man, it's wild. It's real sketchy, erratic, crazy art. Ren and Stimpy.
I said Invader Zim kind of.
Invader Zim, that's a good one. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed it. Very erratic. So the smiles, the faces, they'll just be crazy on any given panel.
Everybody look kind of maniacal.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way of explaining it. It's great. So we got Mr. Easta. He's a bunny, and he's wearing like a suit. He's got a white shirt, black pants, and a tie on. And he is the 3rd best assassin in the universe.
Oh, damn.
3rd best. So
that's pretty good.
He goes around. He's like, my targets come in all shapes and sizes. And I found that no matter how big they are, if you just empty bullets into them, you'll probably win. So he's a go hard, but he doesn't speak. He has an inner monologue that you get at the beginning and end of the story.
Yeah.
But he has a parasite. So it's a teleportation parasite that lives in his right hand, and it kind of goes down into his arm.
Okay.
So his name is Frank, and he's, like I said, a teleportation parasite. He can take him anywhere in the galaxy. Generally, if Mr. Easta thinks it, Frank can take him there.
Damn.
Give or take, they keep saying this, give or take like 10 clicks or so.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes they'll wind up in the desert and have to go find the town that they're looking for.
Yeah, but in the universe, that's pretty powerful.
And he can also transform into any weapon as long as it fits into his hand. So he could turn into a butcher knife all the way up to a giant, ridiculous novelty cannon.
Oh, well, when was this done? Do you know?
Yeah, I had it. Let me see here.
Sorry.
2022.
2022, okay.
So, yeah,
So
possibility for more, but it is 4 issues, and then it was it. It was just a paperback, and 1 through 4, there's nothing afterwards. The story finishes.
Awesome. Cool.
So, that was like a hot shower to me. I was like,
Love it, yeah.
Love it. So, anyway, it's great. Mr. Easta looks cool, crazy, maniacal-looking bunny.
It looks dope.
Frank's wild. So Frank does all the talking, but they kind of hint that they communicate.
Yeah.
Because they'll imply that Mr. Easta said something in his head that you didn't hear that Frank is responding to.
Okay.
Right?
You're getting one side of a phone call, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it catches up with him doing a mission. Oh man, they're so wild. Like, it's all hilarious. There's goofy writing, goofy jokes. It's hysterical. I genuinely laughed out loud quite a few times reading this. I actually LOL. So he shows up to this bar to look for this guy. I'll go over it real quick. A bunch of people are dressed like Elvis. They comment on it. It's like Elvis night.
Okay.
Going around. So
sure, that's a thing that happens.
In this world, yeah, apparently. Yeah. So he ends up finding his guy, shoots him. The guy right next to him is like, hey, man, that ain't cool, especially not on Elvis night. and he just shoots him in the head for
nice.
like no reason at
Stop
all.
talking to me.
He's just like, he just turns around and rolls out. So he teleports, and he says the teleport messes him up. It like hurts his stomach. So throughout the entire comic, he's farting.
Yeah.
Like it says PARP, like PARP. So he's like standing there talking. If you see it, it'll be one little panel. It's just him talking to someone, and it'll say PARP. Like he's just chatting and then farting.
Yeah.
Apparently teleporting gives him
Why does that?
gives him a bellyache.
That's like a trope in fiction that teleporting fucks up your stomach.
Oh, well, it's funny that you say that. They actually made a comment about it's not like it is in the movies where you just get in a car or go through a portal. He's like, this shit hurts.
Right.
It hurts bad.
Yeah.
And it messes up my guts. Like, so it's not, doesn't seem ideal or fun. It's not like Rick and Morty. You're just hopping through.
Yeah. There's
Obviously,
not without consequence.
has some consequences, exactly. So he gets his first guy, and then we get this character named Dr. Bone.
Okay.
He's
Cool.
just a dude with a
like
skeleton head. So he's basically telling Mr. Easta, like, come meet me. Listen, you owe me money. You got to do this job for me, and we'll take it out, and you'll get whatever you don't owe me. You'll get that. So he basically gives him a list. It is great. The list says people I want dead. Like they're so casual and nonchalant. Like it's hilarious. So people I want dead. He's like, do this.
Yeah.
So it's 17 people.
Oh, Jesus.
He has to go out and kill. So he starts teleporting. He ends up in this place. He finds this little cat person. It's just like it's like a little kid, basically. Got a crazy helmet on. And I guess she said she. Yeah, so when they show up in where they're chilling, the cat people, there's like Dr. Bone products everywhere. So it's like Dr. Bone laxatives, Dr. Bone toothpaste, all types of stuff. I mean, everything. So the cat lady is like, Dr. Bone hemorrhoid cream. And she's like, you're taking our jobs. It's like, this stuff is shutting us down. And they're like, who are you? So like, he tells them, I'm sorry, but I'm actually here to kill you. And the cat person freaks out, turns into this big ugly cat, and attacks Mr. Easta, and he shoots him immediately. Yeah. So he's dead. And he's like, well, at least she made it easy for me. And he picks up another Dr. Bone fish food product. And he's like, yeah, something's weird is going on here. So he teleports to another place. He walks in, and these two creatures are hooking up. One of them's dressed like Elvis. Of course. He's just like, why is everyone dressed like Elvis tonight? So he ends up shooting both of them. And he's like, that's two people down. So he moves on. He's does a flashback in chapter 2 to the School for Gifted Killers. On the front of the building, it says S4GK. So School for Gifted Killers. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And it's just like a 20-year ago flashback of Mr. Easta coming to the school, and then he meets this girl named Bob, and he says, and he meets this other character named Gronk, and there's a few other ones. There's Ted and Gloss, and I don't know the other one, but some characters that end up coming back. So they all grow up together to be these assassins. And they're all from this school. So Bob ended up becoming the number one assassin in the world with Mr. Gronk. He's like a giant clown. He's like blue and huge, and he's got clown makeup on his face that I don't think comes off. I think it's just
that's like how he looks.
Just he's like a clown person. So
he takes it very seriously.
He ends up being number 2, second best assassin in the world. So he carries on with his list after the flashback to the school, and he finds another person he kills. And he says, well, at least they weren't dressed like Elvis this time. Yeah. So they open his wallet because they're like, we're going to go get some drinks after this. So let's steal his money. Yeah. And they find this trade union official card. So they didn't show it, but previously he said that's the third person we've killed that's trade union. Uh-huh. So what's going on with that? So he moves on. He teleports to another place after going to get drunk, I should add. He goes into the cheese district. This isn't subtle. It's a bunch of Mickey Mouses everywhere. So he's standing there in a doorway, and he's like, why are all these mice staring at me? He's like, they look like they want to eat us. And the next panel is a zoomed out shot of him holding like another mouse's head. So he killed one.
Yeah.
So they all freak out, and one of them pulls out Dr. Bone's extra buff juice. So he drinks it, and he just gets huge. Turns into this giant monster, man. And Mr. Easta just promptly pulls out a gun and blasts him away.
Nice.
Like immediately, like shoots him in the head, and it's done. It's over. Like just because he was so jacked.
Grunts, the great equalizer.
Yeah, so it shows Mr. Bone, who's not slyly spying on him at all. It's just a floating camera, like 10 feet above his head.
Oh,
and he's
what's
like,
up?
oh man, he's getting inquisitive with all these products he's finding and all these people he's killing, because he made a comment about why are they all trade union?
Yeah.
So this last person he killed was trade union. The mouse was. So Dr. Bone ends up hiring, calling in Bob. This is just a little thing, but look, it says call Bob, and then he's pointing, and then underneath it says point.
Nice.
Little stuff like that was cracking me up, this whole comic. There's so many little things like that. It kills me, man. So he, Mr. Easta ends up like, all right, I'm going to talk to Mr. Bone, Dr. Bone right now. I'm going to see what's going on. And he, oh, sorry. I went a little too far. He teleports because remember his teleportation parasite can kind of take him where he needs to go, and he's got the list of people. So when he shows up, he's normally close to someone he has to kill. So this one, before he goes to see Dr. Bone, he shows up to a pizza palace, Dr. Bone's pizza palace. So he goes in there, ends up having pizza, and he's just like going to town on it. Kind of like Orphan when they were eating the arm meat. So they're just going crazy over this pizza. And this one guy is like, you don't want to eat the pizza, man. So a long time ago, Dr. Bone went to this other planet. It's spelled, these people are called the Znork, the Zork, Nork,
Yeah.
Znork. Anyway,
Yeah.
he went there because their world had a bunch of minerals he needed for like his weapons manufacturing. And as he was slaughtering them all, some of their blood or something got in his mouth,
Meat
and he
blood.
realized that it was like euphoric. He basically got high. So he started putting them into all his products. So when you're using Dr. Bone toothpaste, you're getting high.
Yeah.
And you love it, and you can't wait to use it. So this guy, Space Jesus, ends up telling him about that. Like, they're all but extinct. Dr. Bone has like one Znork left,
Whoa.
one Nork left on his desk.
Yeah.
And they have healing properties, so he can constantly take a part off and he'll grow it back. So he's just been torturing this poor little guy for so long. So
Oh, that's gnarly.
he ends up throwing up all the pizza. He's freaking out, and it cuts to Bob, who shows up. There's a really funny part where she, the butler, is like, I'm gonna just read it all because I was
Let's hear it.
genuinely laughing.
Let's hear it.
Said, more tea, ma'am? Talking to Bob, and she said, yes, please, Finston. My name's not Finston, and she said, imposter. And then Dr. Bo is like, what the hell? Wait. She shoots this Finston character right in the head. And Dr. Bo's like, oh, man, he was my butler for practically 30 years. He brought me up. Like, do you know how difficult it is to find a competent butler? And like 1 second later, this guy walks in and he's like, replacement butler reporting for duty, sir. And he's like, what? Oh, that was quick. Good. Yes. Butler says, will you want to have dessert in the drawing room? And he goes, the what? He's like, look, man, just piss off. I'm still upset about my last butler. So he ends up talking to Bob and telling her to go kill Mr. Easta. And he's like, he's creating all this trouble. I need you to take care of him. She's like, well, we were friends. He's like, but you had a falling out, right? That's what I heard. And she's like, yeah, it was a small one, but a falling out still.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, I'll do it for, he said 6 million credits. And she said 12 and a case of his tequila. So I'm guessing tequila gets you drunk and high.
Extra. Yeah.
Which, awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds great. So this is when Mr. Easta bothers to go see Dr. Bone. So as he shows up, there's these three guys. He's like, we're security. He's like, they're like, we got skills, man. You can't see Dr. Bone. He immediately blasts them all. Like, just pulls a gun out.
The great equalizer.
He's hilarious. He goes up to a door and he knocks on it, and someone's like, who that? And he's like, it's Mr. Easta. I'm telling you, man, it's full of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So he goes in to see Dr. Bone, and he's like, hey, man, I kind of know what you're up to here. I'm here to save that little guy. And he basically threatens them, like, if you steal him, I'm gonna, bring hell upon you. Basically, like you're not gonna be able to go anywhere.
That's his empire right there. On
Yeah,
his
right,
desk.
exactly. Yeah, his cult, his empire. They even
Yeah.
mentioned that. That's funny. He's like, you'll never go anywhere without knowing if I'm behind you, about to kill you.
Yeah.
So he was like, whatever, man. He steals it, bounces out. Soon as he teleports, Bob's standing there pointing a gun at him. So the next chapter starts. It's funny. She's pointing the gun, looking all serious. He's got a big, goofy smile on his face, man. Like, he's so happy to see her.
Yeah.
He loves this girl. So it cuts to a flashback, another flashback, where apparently they were either training or it's a mission, but they got injured and they're cut in half. And Bob is just ahead. So Mr. Easta is sitting there with half his body and the legs are below him. So she's telling him, like, put yourself back together. You could do it. And he's like, straining, like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the pieces of his body are connecting. So these guys, I think, have some kind of healing properties.
Yeah.
They never explain why.
So were they in war? Is that what you were saying?
No, they're assassins.
Oh, you said it was a mission or whatever.
Yeah, so they
okay.
this could have been training or a mission,
something
because
like
it
that.
said 20 years ago and they're kids again, like the other flashback.
Right.
So, but it just shows him kind of trying to put himself back together. And then it shows that Gronk guy, like, I hate them. I hate those two. That's what he says. So back to the present. Dr. Bone has hired Ted and Gloss, Mr. Pickles, Ron, and Grok. I said Gronk, but it's Grok. So Ted is this cute teddy bear. He's got a big yellow teddy bear head.
Nice.
Glass is just this little blue dude. Mr. Pickles is this tiny little kitty cat. Ron's a weird alien, like solar opposite looking dude. And Grok is the giant clown. So Dr. Bones going off, and they're kind of like, damn, this dude doesn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I think we got to go kill Mr. Easta and steal the alien back and then kill Bob. And they're like, oh, that sounds good. So they roll out. So Mr. Easta, the Zork, Nork, and Bob are chilling at Mr. Easta's house. They're chatting. They hear a noise, and they're like, is that your toilet? And Frank, who does all the talking, is like, I think it was. They go in there. The Ron character is stuck in the toilet. And he was like, man, my parasite's having trouble lately. I teleported into some dude's brain the other day. He's like, get me out. And they're like, no, you're here to kill us.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, this is embarrassing. I won't kill you. I'll tell Dr. Bode I couldn't find you. I want to get out of this. And Mr. Easta looks at Bob, and she's just like, goofy smile, thumbs up, and they just blast him in the head. So they leave him, he's dead in the toilet, which implies that he could possibly heal, because they might all have the healing thing.
Yeah.
So, but you might have to put the pieces together, possibly.
Yeah, because he was having to, like, mush himself.
Yeah, he had to, his intestines were, like, reaching for his other intestines. So they're raw regardless.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this man can put his head together being stuck in a toilet.
Yeah.
Right? So they said, what was his name? Ron is. They start explaining how they rank him, and Ron is. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But Ted is the next one that shows up, and Ted's the fifth best assassin in the universe, and he's like, he's a good dude. This is gonna suck. They end up sword fighting. Ted goes down. He was like, nice move, bro. So he's like real respectful. You could obviously tell they like each other. So Bob's like, we need to get out of here. Like, there's more people coming. Grok is coming. Like, we need to go. And he's like, we need to take care of my Nan. This lady or man hasn't been in the comic at all. She or he just showed up. And he's like, I can't leave my Nan. She's like, that's not your Nan. You don't even know who that is. And he's like, well, whoever it is, I care about them. So not Ron, Gloss shows up, and he shoots Nan right in the head. He's like, Nan! He's like, it's not your Nan, bro. Like, they all know Mr. Easta. They know that's not his Nan. So they're like, it's not your Nan. Out of nowhere, she transforms into this giant demon. That's what kind of comic it is.
Yeah.
Bites Gloss's head off, and it cuts to Mr. Easta, who goes, oh, okay, so she's one of those. There's a big demon. There's a big hole in the stomach. Mr. Pickles comes through it. It's like, meow, motherfuckers. He goes, that's I'm sorry. I really love this book. He goes, that's Mr. Pickles. He's the 16th best assassin in the universe. I don't know why Dr. Bone sent him. So they end up blasting each other once or twice, and then he just makes his hand turn into this giant gun and blast him to pieces. Here, I got that one for you. Right there. Just turns him to cuts him in half, like, completely. And then Bob is like, a thumbs up.
Nice.
I meant to say gorillas. You see the gorillas kind of art in it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at Bob right
I
there.
see it.
Doesn't that,
Yeah,
like gorillas-ish?
Yeah, I see that.
I meant to say that earlier.
I see
So
it.
the last chapter, chapter 4, this is all Grok. So he shows up. They're worried because it's Grok. He's the second best. And they're like, dude, why are you always messing with us? We were never the ones hurting you. You were the one hurting us. And he's like, I hate you. Plus, I need this job to facilitate my out of control hentai addiction. So that's why he needs the money.
Yeah.
He's got a real bad hentai addiction.
I mean,
So a big fist fight, big punch up. It's great. Mr. Easta ends up going crazy. They end up hurting Grok. He grabs Bob and he transforms into a knife. Frank does, and then cuts his arm off, and then he teleports into Grok's stomach and explodes out of it.
God damn.
So it's pretty raw.
Yeah.
But they're like, he's not dead. They're like, nothing's gonna kill that guy. He's fine.
Right.
So Grok's gonna live. So he ends up bouncing. He's like, I'm gonna go find Dr. Bone. Mr. Easta's like, I'm taking this little Zork and I'm getting out of here. Trying to leave. So last shot is Bob being like, what am I going to do with you talking to Grok? So we don't know what actually happens with that.
Cool.
But Mr. Easta ends up, this kind of epilogue-ish, he ends up going to Earth and finding humans that are like, these demons are taking over. They are ancient mystical flesh eaters from the underworld. They eat our goats and poop on our flowers. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So then it cuts to Bob again going to find Dr. Bone. And I love this. He goes, they're just in a bar and Dr. Bone's speaking to some man. And he goes, and so you see, that's what happens when you try splicing a monkey with a lion. He goes, yeah, man, you shouldn't do stuff like that. Which I thought was just brilliant, right? It's so funny. Like, at least the way I'm reading it and hearing it in my head.
The timing in your head.
Yes.
And whatnot, yeah.
And maybe I'm hilarious.
You put it together very
Yes,
funny.
yeah. But he wrote the words. So, yeah, I give him respect. Very, very funny. Bob shows up, ends up taking care of Dr. Bone, shoots him, and this little tiny dude in a wheelchair comes rolling out of the head and is like, you destroyed my body, but my brilliant mind will live on. So this shit's wild, man. Cuts back to Earth. The kid is like, you killed the demons, but this guy, this master Okie Dokie still has our stones, which is our community. Mr. Easta goes to get the stones. He brings it back. The kid turns into a demon, and he's just like, I hate demons. And so he's on Earth trying to help little people. These demons are already messing with him. And that's kind of where it ends, with him just going up against this demon. And he's like, yeah, oh, real quick, Bobbies show up, like English policemen with the hats. And they show up and they're like, violence is the only way to respond to this situation, lads. And they start beating the demon with billy clubs.
Nice.
And they go, steady on, fella. Guys, it's got tentacles. He said, testicles. That means we can hurt them. Bust them in the bollocks. And they start smashing this demon. That's literally the last thing story-wise that happens are these
That's what they
bobbies
wanted to leave on.
just bashing this demon's testicles. And then it's Mr. Easta with the Zork or Nork or whatever. And he's like, I'm the second best. Yeah, second best assassin in the world. And I'm just here to help little people, blah, blah, blah. It's fantastic, man.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Like,
That's
I
so
loved
dope.
it. If you couldn't tell,
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
Oh, yeah. Super obvious.
10 thumbs up.
That's awesome.
I'm not going to say if you find it in the wild, get it. I'm going to say go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you like, dude, the right smell of weird just does funny things to me. And that was all the right kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was the kind of action I liked. The irreverence I liked. The art was wild and insane, which I loved.
It was cool.
Everything about it, dude, was fantastic.
That's
I loved
dope.
it. It's
Hell yeah.
probably my favorite one.
Really?
It beat out Judd Glennie because
damn.
Well, Judd Glennie didn't finish, but
Yeah.
this was done in and out. I got the whole story.
You said it was 4 issues, basically?
4 issues, yeah.
That's awesome.
And collected in a paperback. So
Yeah.
dude, it's perfect. Like
That's
it's
dope.
awesome. I would love to see more too. If
In the same universe,
yeah,
at
dude,
least.
dude, if you even did a Bob side story, I'd be down.
Yeah.
Mr. Easta just continuing on with Zork or whatever.
Just the same style
Yeah,
of stuff.
dude.
Yeah.
I like the Kit Wallace, man. His writing is hilarious.
Yeah.
And he did everything. There's a like an editor and something else on there, but
yeah.
he did everything.
Huh.
Oh yeah, man. 10 thumbs up.
That's
Fucking
dope.
loved it.
Hell yeah.
Props to you, Kit Wallace. Loved your book. That shit was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man. All right, man. I want to know. I'm excited because you've
Okay.
been keeping this motherfucker secret as hell. You will normally like tell me what you're doing, like at least the name.
Yeah, the name.
And kind of be like, oh, it's cool, or this
I like
one's
the
all
art.
right.
I don't like the art.
Yeah, you haven't said a damn word about this. So
I had to keep it kind of top secret.
why? All right.
So as you know, I got this as a gift from my uncle. He gave me a bunch of comics for Christmas. I'm very grateful. Thank you, Uncle Michael. This was one
Shout
of
out
them.
Uncle
I had
Michael.
2 that started with B. I had one Black Hammer, which is an Image comic, and then I had this one, which is a Zenoscope.
Oh yeah, you made me pick.
Zenoscope comic.
Zenoscope.
Yeah, so I've seen that back in the day.
You lying ass. You ain't never seen no Xenoscope.
In like a library or at school or something.
Grim Universe.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I was
probably why, right?
So it's not the Grimm fairy tales or
Oh, no.
whatever Grimm's. This is the Grimm universe.
Billy and Mandy.
So the Grimm universe is Red Riding Hood. They got
Hansel and
and then-
Gretel and shit.
and Hansel and Gretel and our character Belle, as in
Beast Hunt. Oh my god, bro.
what is that? What is it?
It's this Beauty and the Beast.
It's
right?
Beauty and the Beast.
That's what you fucking.
Yeah. It's Beauty and the Beast.
That's why you're keeping it so damn secret.
Look,
I
a
even saw-
modern twist on Beauty and the Beast.
I
It says
even
it on the
s-
cover.
I even saw Belle.
Yeah.
Beast Hunter.
And look what she's wearing. It's kind of reminiscent. The one inside
what?
of the costume
that
in
looks like
in-
Black Widow.
the costume here. That's not the one I wanted. The costume in there you go. That one.
Oh yeah, that is pretty cool. That toy I got my daughter is very similar to that.
Yeah. So it's like a cool comic chick version of
She's a badass.
Belle. Yeah. So
Nice.
these people. So like it's a whole Grimm like universe. Like I said, there's Red Rider. So they were like, yeah, Belle. We want Belle to be like a main character, and she's gonna be like a badass like hunter of like all things paranormal. So her whole women's side of her family has done this since the beginning, basically.
Right.
They're all female hunters that hunt centaurs and minotaurs,
Just
and
mythological beasts.
Bigfoot and whatever. So like, this is a whole universe of all these Grimm's characters because they're all in the public domain.
Oh,
So
right,
anybody can use them.
Yeah, we could write a story.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it.
So they're using all these characters, and just like the cover says, a modern twist on Beauty and the Beast.
It's like all those Disney movies.
The only thing that has anything to do with Beauty and the Beast is that there's a chick named Belle who's pretty, and then there's monsters around. Besides that, there is literally nothing. There's no spell that she has to break on a
Is there
guy.
a talking teapot?
There's Candlestick.
Oh yeah,
You remember
go.
Candlestick? So Candlestick is her guy in the chair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is her guy in the chair. So he's like, "Oh, watch out! There's we got calls about whatever, sending her out and being like, the floor plan of the building you're in is so it's."
Oh, really?
her-
He's actually a candlestick that's on a
no,
computer?
he's just a guy and his name's Candlestick.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
so he's her guy in the chair. He's her weasel.
Right,
He's
right.
her micro, whatever you want to say. And so she's running around. It starts out she's in a museum. She's in a museum, and they were saying that there was a minotaur there. And there's a minotaur there. Oh, crazy. She fights a minotaur, knocks it out in one panel. drags it away, throws it into a teleport device, and teleports it away.
Jesus.
So
Okay.
already, this is
Wild.
that's the first few pages. It's a crazy world that we're getting into here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, she's a hunter. So all we know right now is that her family does this hunting thing, and that Candlestick is her backup and like her Q as well. He makes
Right.
her
Oh,
devices
yeah.
and stuff. So then she gets called to another location where she fights a centaur. She hates centaurs, but she's basically Spider-Man or Deadpool in the way she talks the whole time.
Oh,
It
she's
makes
quippy.
quips the entire. It's so more like Spider-Man. Very very quippy. So she's quipping with the centaur like, "Oh, this ugly dude, he's the centaur or whatever." And he's like, "Dude, shut up." He literally says something like, he goes, "You talk too much" or something. She goes, "Whoa." They've never once talked to her before. So this is the first time any of these monsters that she's been hunting her whole life, basically.
Right, and never
has
chatted
never
with them.
said a single word has ever talked back. She was so annoying to this centaur guy that he like finally like broke silence and was like, "Dude, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm going to kill you. Shut up."
So are centaurs bad guys in this world?
Yeah, so monsters, just like if you look like a monster, you're a bad guy in
So
this
there
world,
is
basically.
no good centaurs or.
Like I said, this is Belle 1 through 5 or 1 through 4, the trade paperback
Right.
of the first 4 or 5 issues. You don't get a lot of answers. You know what? You do get a lot of answers. I'll actually say that. They answer a lot of stuff. They pose the question and then almost immediately give you the answer.
Okay.
So, which is kind of cool. That
Immediate
usually doesn't
satisfaction.
Yeah, it usually doesn't happen in the first 5 issues
Yeah, that's
or
true.
whatever.
They wait it out.
So it happens real fast. She fights these two things, throws them into a teleport, whatever. So she's going home. She gets home. Her Candlestick, who we learn has raised her almost her whole life. So it's her Alfred as well. He also raised her. So he wasn't just the guy in the chair. He raised her because her mom did what she did. So
Right.
her mom was gone all the time doing that, hunting monsters, and her dad was in the military, so he was gone all the time. So Candlestick raised her and her brother because their parents were both off fighting people, killing people.
She has a brother?
Yeah, so like that's where I was about to get to. So at this point, she fights a kraken basically. She gets and I'm not joking. Like Candlestick I said he was hurt, right? She got back. Oh, he's hurt. The house is all messed up. Well, they live on the edge of the sea, and he's like, run, and all of a sudden, all these tentacles, like giant.
I know where this is
Yeah,
going.
giant hentai tentacles come out of the sea, and they bring the whole house down into the water. So she isn't able to save Candlestick. She can't get away. She's getting pulled down. She chops one of the arms off. She's finally getting away, and then they're coming on land now to even eat her. Thing blows up. The monster that's about to eat her just blows up, and she gets knocked out, and then we get like a flashback at this point. Back when she was a kid, her mom hunted monsters. Candlestick took care of them, whatever. Her mom was out on a hunt, and she was trying to save a family. The whole family died except for a little boy. The little boy was like a couple years older than Belle. So that was her new adopted brother that she got when she was like 5 or 6, and he was like 8 or 9, something like that. So instantly they became best friends. They're like better than brother and sister. They were like best friends, like because they didn't even fight at all. They didn't,
More friends, right?
Yeah, exactly. So her mom dies. Boom, that happens real quick, and because it's all in this flashback
Right.
after she gets knocked out. So her mom dies. Now this kid's lost. Her brother has lost 2 families. 2 of his families have gotten murdered. So he takes it even harder than the rest of her actual family, and he's like convinced that she's still alive and that she needs help. He's like, at this point, he's like, I don't know, 15 or something, and he's like, I got to go find her and help her.
And he's 15.
Yeah,
He's
and
already all fucked up.
He can't do shit. He's
Yeah,
15.
that sucks.
And so Belle's only like 12 or something at this time, so she can't do nothing. So he leaves to go find their mom. And Candlestick raises Belle the rest of the way, blah, blah, blah. She becomes a hunter, blah, blah. No, okay,
And
so
just no contact with older brother at all?
he's gone. Gone.
What's his name?
Eric.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. That's the
I was
other,
waiting for Eric and Gaston.
the
I'm
other,
still waiting on them.
yeah. So Eric, and so she wakes up from her flashback that she got from getting blown up by the monster.
Flashback.
Yeah, flashback. And she's in a submarine, and an old lady's looking at her, and she's in her underwear, and like
Let me see that.
her
Pam.
clothes.
Let me see that. Pull that out real quick.
Her clothes are just sitting next to her, and the lady's like, "Are you gonna sleep all day? We got stuff to do." And she's like, "Who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
Where am
right.
I?
Who the hell are
What's
you?"
going on?" And so the lady's like, "My name's I wish I remember her name, Patty or something. Libby Otto. I think it's Otto or something like that. I'm gonna look it up, but keep talking." So the lady introduces herself. She's part of the Paranormal Hunting Network or something.
Nice. Okay.
So she's part of the bigger world that Candlestick. This is Candlestick's sister. So the guy who just died that raised Belle. This is his sister.
His actual sister.
Actual sister.
Okay. What's her name?
Otto.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I'm actually about to find it.
Oh, Otto was the cup, right? The little tiny
I
cup?
think so. So yeah, Professor Otto, or here it is. No, I was way wrong. Patricia Otts. Her last name was Otts.
Otts.
Yeah,
Okay.
Patricia Otts. So she kind of introduces the world. This is so Belle really didn't know about this larger network for some reason. Candlestick didn't tell her for some reason. I don't know. They don't really explain that. But this is a giant submarine with like hangars inside. So it's not a regular nuclear sized submarine. We're talking like a aircraft carrier type size. They're showing interior sections that are bigger than submarines.
Mm-hmm.
In the interiors of the submarine they're supposed to be in.
Okay.
So this is probably a $20 billion submarine, and Belle didn't know that these people even existed. It was weird.
Right?
Yeah, so like she's like, "Oh, we you know."
I wonder if previous family members knew.
That's what she goes, "We've been doing this a long time, maybe not as long as your family." So Belle's family has actually been doing this even longer. So
okay.
they predate this other people. So that's
Right.
why they didn't come around because of these people. These people came around after Belle and them. So that's how she didn't know. They actually weren't even
after Belle.
yeah.
Not
Not after Belle. After Belle's family.
Family, okay.
Yeah. After they started. So she gets introduced to this world, this larger world. Otts is talking about how all this crazy shit has been happening, and they don't know what's going on, and they need her help, basically. And they're like, "We have way more funding. We have all the new gadgets. You didn't have any good gadgets. I'm telling you that right now. You had crap. Candlestick couldn't make nothing
Like,
good."
I punched a minotaur.
Yeah.
How much shit do I really need?
Yeah.
I fought
So,
a kraken
so that's the
earlier.
cool part. She has like her beginning setup at the beginning. You saw her outfit. It kind of looks like Belle's outfit in Beauty and the Beast. The colors, at least, same colors. And that's her first outfit. And then later on, actually, I think the cover is her later outfit that Patricia and them give her.
Oh, nice.
So
She's
she's on this submarine.
Is that a gun too?
She uses guns.
Oh
yeah, she'll
and
use
axe
guns.
and a sword.
Yeah,
and a bunch of throwing knives.
She's not like, "Oh, it's not honorable to you not use a gun." So she uses guns and stuff.
Yeah, she's a badass.
It's cool. So they're on the
dope.
submarine. Submarine gets destroyed 20 minutes after Belle gets to it. So Belle's on the submarine for 20 minutes, or after waking up, it was literally 20 minutes.
Wow, good
And
first
then-
impression.
Yeah,
Paranormal
so
network.
everything terrible is following Belle. So Patricia Otts is like, "Yeah, it's you. Obviously, something's going on with you. Your house got attacked. You're on this submarine. We're getting attacked right now. We've never been
Yeah,
attacked
they're
on
like
a submarine."
zeroing in on her.
The submarine gets destroyed. It's like $1 billion like installation, and they leave in a escape pod. That's the only part. The only two people that live off this submarine are Patricia Otts and Belle. Two people escape a 800 person submarine.
Wow.
Yeah. So that happens. They don't even like mention it. They act like they don't even care.
They're just
Like,
employees.
I
It's fine.
feel like they were like, "Man, I'm gonna have to write a lot of cards or
Yeah.
something." You know, like
It's a lot of life insurance
yeah, I'm
policies
gonna have
we
to
gotta
put
fill
a
out.
lot of signatures on papers. Yeah,
Damn it.
that was it. Like they seemed like they did not care
Not
about these
sad
people.
at all.
No, they like didn't mention them again.
Damn, it's a lot of paperwork.
So, Belle runs around. I'm obviously this week I'm not even getting close to telling the whole story, but so Belle runs around, has a couple little adventures. And her friend gets attacked by a monster. I'm jumping to that part because that leads us into the end part. Her friend gets attacked by a monster. Her friend doesn't know that she's Belle the hunter. She only knows her as Isabel or something. I don't know how they do it. She's like a teacher. She's supposed to be a teacher.
She's dressed like that, and she's
yeah. At night, she literally at night dresses like this and kills monsters.
Oh, so during
the day, she's a teacher.
Okay, it'd be like, how you dress like that and not know what I do?
Yeah, no.
Come on.
So her friend, Belle's at her friend's house. They get attacked by a giant monster. He looks cool. Kind of looks like Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
I was waiting for this dude to
looks
show
like
up.
the dude from Beauty and the Beast.
And then they
They fight.
Oh.
They fight. and oh my god.
Come on, say it.
All
Let's
right.
get to it.
So no. They fight and Belle gets knocked out, but she injures the Beast looking guy, but the Beast guy's gone with her friend. Beast guy snatched her friend up, ran away. So it's like they take a lot of time, but she's like tracking him down like through one whole comic, like following his blood trail, talking about how she's gonna whoop his ass. He's like, oh, if he hurts my friend, I'm gonna make him suffer.
Really focusing on this Beast character.
Yeah. So like she finally like finds kind of where he's at, and she's like, the blood trail just stops. What happened? Where'd he go? And she like gets mad and starts like breaking stuff. And she breaks stuff so much that a like hatch opens up that was covered up. She's like, she like does the arm raise, the hand like shoulder shrug, like, oh, that's so lucky or whatever.
It's just a Beast in a shallow hole, just looking up at it.
Yeah, it's Saddam style. It's just a little spider hole.
Yeah, no, it's not big at all.
No, so she goes down,
really good.
and it's like a
Layer?
It's like it's more than a layer. It's like an entrance to the underworld. It's the best
shit.
way to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best way to describe it. It seems magical as soon as she goes down. It's stalactites, stalagmites with weird carvings, like hieroglyphic kind of like weird symbols and stuff all over the case. Stalagmites
are the ones that hang.
Tights hang.
Are you sure?
Mites go up.
I heard the mites are the top
No.
because they might fall on you.
No, that's the opposite, you son of a bitch. God damn it.
They might fall. It's a
That's
stalagmite.
That's stalactite because it's holding tight to the ceiling.
That's dumber than what I said.
Stalagmite is on the ground.
What is the mite?
I don't know.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Fuck you, dude.
Fuck you.
So it looks cool.
They
She's
might
like in
fall.
the underworld. It's not like just a tunnel system. It's like a cave system with weird like features and shit and glowing symbols all over the walls.
Is there like torches or light?
No, not
source or
really.
anything?
Not
It's just
really.
all
She's
dark?
got a little light source, and as she's going through, the walls start moving and stuff, and all of a sudden it's like mole people come out of nowhere and like attack her from every angle.
Like chuds.
yeah, exactly. So they come out and they got all these weird symbols all over them. They got like double eyes, so meaning like in each eyeball they've got like multiple pupils in each chunk of eyeball.
Like a Tool
So it
album
looks,
cover.
yes, thank you.
That's gnarly.
I wouldn't have thought of that descriptor, but yes, like that. And so she's like, oh, like, I know you guys. She's trying to figure out who they are. And she's like, I'm thinking back on my studies. Candlestick told me about y'all. And she's like, y'all don't like light. Oh, they're underground creatures. Who would have thought?
Right.
So she, like, pops this flare. All their eyeballs burn out, blah, blah, blah. She gets away. She gets further down. She, like, finds the monster guy. Starts fighting with the monster guy. Her friend's there. She's not dead. Starting to fight the monster. She's like about to hurt the monster, I think. And then a lady stops her with a sword. And the lady's wearing like almost like a bondage outfit, kind of.
Nice.
Looks kind of Betty Page-ish. Very Betty Page-ish, actually. And
It
she's
is
like,
Betty Page.
Yeah, it's her reincarnation.
She's in the domain now.
It's
public domain. You could
Betty Page's reincarnation.
You could do anything.
Sure. But so she pops up and saves the monster guy from being murdered by Belle.
I think I know
And he
why.
goes, she goes, you wouldn't want to kill Eric, would you?
Your brother.
It's her brother. Oh my god.
That's why I was like, they're short
I know.
focusing on this beast.
Yeah,
character.
thank you for waiting for me. I saw it in your eyes.
I wanted to spoil
I
it
saw
so
you.
bad.
Thank you. I saw it and I appreciate
No,
it.
I'm good at that, so I
Yeah.
shouldn't exude my fucking talent all over this show like that. And
so-
just guess it all.
And she's like, why would I believe you, crazy lady who came out of nowhere? Because would your mother lie to you? And she pulls her hood off, and it's her mom. It's exactly her mom, except with black hair now instead of with brown hair. Like I said, she looks like Betty Page.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm gonna have to see this real quick.
yeah. So she's like, you're not my mom. My mom had brown hair. And she's like, really, bitch? Like it's obviously me. You
Look
weren't
at
a
my
baby.
fucking face.
Yeah, you weren't a baby when I left. So you remember what I look like. And so, yeah, she's like, yeah, you're getting there. You're almost there. So she's like, yeah, I'm your mom. Yeah.
It looks like Serena.
Right. You could
bit.
see a whole lot of different descriptors you could use. But, yeah, so her mom's alive. Oh, we didn't see that coming. Her brother is alive, too. So we kind of figure out what happened to her brother. Her brother went searching for his mom because she was alive. He was right.
He was right.
He was
yeah.
100% right. So
called
he
that
was
shit.
vindicated. So he found her, or he didn't find her. He found, was searching for her, and then he came upon a tree, and she forced him to, climb into the tree, and it turned him into a monster. See, I'm saying all this hesitantly because they show it, but they don't really explain
They
any of that.
explain it, right.
And so, he's crawling into a tree, and he comes out, and he's a monster man. So they
Okay,
didn't really.
Is it a specific tree?
I don't. It was a weird dead tree out in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, they didn't explain none of that. They say, "Mom, you did this to him." So they show him crawling in the tree, and she's like, "You did this to him, Mom." So she cursed him when he went into the tree, and they don't say
mom
anything.
did?
Yeah, so they don't say anything about him needing to find love. Or a rose losing petals, or any more Beauty and the Beast type references. I was like, oh, yeah, he's not going to be able to turn back into a human until, he finds real love or something.
They have to kiss,
Yeah,
right?
something like that. True love, kiss, or whatever. Something to that effect. No, they don't really talk about that.
Well,
So
he's stuck like
it's
that.
It's all just very superficial
fucked.
Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
So
it's like the skeleton of it.
yeah, so it doesn't end, but we at least we get.
Is there more volumes?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So this near the end, she finds out this. Then she's like, the mom's like, you need to join me. I'm not gonna join you. Never seen this before.
Right.
Oh, you're bad. I don't want to be bad. No, you're not. You haven't seen what I've seen, and I had to do what I had to do. If you've been through what I went through, you would have done the same thing, trying to convince her, the very stereotypical, trying to turn her evil, basically.
Turn your son into that, though. That's
yeah,
pretty bad.
yeah. What are you gonna do to me?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So you find out a little bit of what's happening. You find out her mom's alive, so you get some answers right away. But they don't really. She's very generally trying to take over or something. They don't really go in a whole lot of detail into why she's trying to
the underworld. She's trying to take over the underworld.
It's
the world.
She was trying to kill Belle and try to get rid of Belle, and then do so she needed to get rid of her,
But
or
she wanted
get
her to join her.
That's what I'm saying. She needed to. She was going to be in the way. So she either needed to kill her or get her to join,
distract her,
to keep her from being a problem,
like
basically.
a Luke and Darth Vader.
I didn't want to use it's exactly like that. Thank you.
I don't give a fuck.
Right. All right. So pretty much that's almost the end. It's a little bit more action. Oh, how can I change my brother back? They don't say. We don't even know if she can do it or not. So. The thing I wanted to talk about real quick here, after kind of describing this, the boardroom meeting when they were like, Grim Universe. Okay, we're gonna have Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
We're gonna have blah blah blah, and then we're gonna have Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Ooh, like Cinderella too.
Cinderella,
right?
it was
White,
a bunch of. Not all of that is technically grim, but I don't think the Beauty and the Beast is even grim either.
Yeah. Well.
Technically, Grimm's fairy tale. It's different.
I found Grimm the Zenoscope list of characters. I found them.
What all were they? Because I only saw Red Riding Hood, and I saw there was a few more, but I didn't pay attention.
So there's Cinderella.
Yeah.
Kaylee Little. Alice Little. She's the daughter of Alice Little.
Okay.
Brittany Waters. She's a werewolf.
Huh.
Belle DeMarco.
That's her.
Angela
That's
Blackstone.
mine. The Belle DeMarco.
Right. Eve Harper, which is who's she supposed to be? Don't tell.
I just thought it was a
Jasmine, Kiri's. Yeah, so a lot of these I don't know. But honestly, it's
A crazy idea that got pushed out and so fully explored.
Robin
I think
Hood.
the
But Robyn, Robin.
yeah.
Hood.
So I saw the Red Riding Hood. I think said it had 120 something issues.
Damn.
Yeah. So this
Really?
is that's what I was getting at. Like they took a chance here, really.
I mean,
And
it
like
seems pretty
Zenescope's
cool.
not a giant company. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people will have never read a Zenescope comic. I feel.
Oh, that's Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's a werewolf, realm knight, and super spy.
Nice.
At least that's what I think. Brittany Waters, she's wearing a red coat, and
yeah,
there's a wolf beside
And like
her.
even on the back of the comic, they have their own logo for the universe.
saw that. I saw
the
that
Grimm
earlier.
Universe logo, which
So I was
it's
trying
awesome.
to look
that's
up
dope.
original Grimm universe characters, but I don't, like you said, I don't know if Beauty and the Beast is part of that.
I don't think it was.
Cinderella's in the Zenoscope.
Zenescope.
Damn. Yeah, Cinderella's there. So
Yeah.
And then it had like the daughter of Hades as well.
Right. Yeah.
So it seems like a big
just
mismatch.
Yeah, amalgamation of just like everything.
All types of
old.
stuff.
Everything from the public domain, apparently.
So that would be cool to see. Like I would actually, dude. I dig big universe crossover. So I'd love seeing like a Little Red Riding Hood.
There was that show that was like that where it was
that
all,
show
it was
so
bad.
ass.
It was so bad.
So
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
I've had 2 previous girlfriends who love the show, so I watched a lot of it, and I did not like it.
It was bad.
It was
The
grim.
ideas were dope. The execution I felt was very poor.
Yeah, so if it was on a regular channel, there's always good ideas on those shows, but they're always garbage.
Yeah.
Like always. Like, oh, that show sounds cool. They're like on Fox. And I'm like, come on, man.
Damn.
I'm done. Never mind.
I'm out.
I'm out. All right, bro. You ready to fight?
I am ready.
All right, so this is our segment, Matt versus Adam. We take a random character generator from Marvel, DC, cartoons, or video games, and we see who we get and who would win in a fight. So we're doing tunes today. So let me see. We
Tunes
got
versus tunes.
Tunes versus tunes. Let me get this going here.
What if you get the same one as last time? Like, you should tell a real quick story.
No. I got Rick.
Okay.
I got Rick. Jesus.
Rick Sanchez?
Rick Sanchez.
Fuck.
Yeah, I might be taking it with the
Fuck,
push the red button in the middle. Is it going?
Yeah.
So it should stop again. Who you got? Who is that? Let me see.
Jerry? What the who the fuck is that?
Jerry?
It just says
not Rick and Morty Jerry?
No.
Jerry.
You didn't see it? He looked like from like yeah. What cartoon?
Who the fuck is
It just says Jerry and like very.
Who the fuck is that guy?
He looks like
Look like old Spider-Man character, right?
Yeah, he's like bald. He's got the horseshoe. He's not completely bald. He's got the horseshoe, and he's like got a little mustache. He looks like middle-aged, basically. And the art style is so generic, I can't tell.
I can't tell either. Jerry,
All right.
do you want to do it again?
Where Jerry is me. Yeah.
Just you?
Yeah.
Well, I win. Dude, I fought God, bro.
Yeah.
I've oh yeah. Rick said, do you want to go again? We don't know
Yes,
who Jerry is.
I can't even tell you what series
Go
Jerry
again,
would
watch.
be
You're
from.
gonna get someone like called Bill.
Somebody else that
Who the
just
hell
makes
is
zero sense.
Bill?
Abe Lincoln from the that old something high show where it was like
Clone High?
Clone High.
Is that
Cleopatra and yeah.
All right. Did you
So
watch
I'm a
Clone
clone.
High?
I did.
Was Clone High cool?
It was on after I was a little kid and before I got really back into cartoons. So it was kind of in the time when I wasn't watching cartoons hardly at all. But I remember it being it had a clone of JFK in it and like
Yeah.
a bunch of people like Gandhi. They had a clone of Gandhi, right?
Yeah. Joan of Arc,
Joan of
Cleopatra,
Arc,
JFK, Gandhi, Confucius,
Yeah.
Frida Kahlo, Topher,
Abe Lincoln, obviously
Harriet
me.
Tubman. Yeah.
Harriet Tubman, really?
Yeah, there's a lot. So
keep going. How many more?
Oh,
are there?
that was the list,
was him.
actually. Yeah,
That
it
was
was
him.
voiced by Will Forte.
Yeah.
So does it have...
So cartoon Clone High was very grounded in a lot of ways. So I don't have any feats. I can tell you that. My
Doesn't
feats
seem
are
like
being
it.
very a nerdy dude that talks funny, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it says here you took up a passion for conflict resolution.
Yeah.
In one episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't seem like a fighter, man.
I feel like he was like they used him as like comedic relief, even compared.
Yeah, it says he's real sweet, kind of dumb.
He's a dopey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He
shown
reminded
to
me
be
of Shaggy.
Very shy, awkward, reluctant, and insecure about
Yeah.
his abilities. So, he said abilities. What is that?
His ability.
He's got abilities.
I'm sure it's gonna be like political stuff.
He's respectful and patient.
It's gonna be like political crap because he's just a clone of Abe Lincoln. So
Right,
that's everybody was like a stereotype of their clone. JFK had that weird mid-Atlantic accent type thing going and was always trying to get all the girls and stuff. Cleopatra was really hot. You know what I mean? They didn't stray far from their holotype.
Yeah, no, you have
Nothing.
You have nothing.
Conflict resolution. I have conflict resolution.
And so if we take that into account, you're a great speaker.
Uh-huh.
You're very charismatic.
Yep.
And you got a great personality.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Rick.
a clone too. I'm a clone,
And
which means I'm better probably like physically than a regular
Well, it
person.
said he's trying to live up to his clone father of
Yep.
Abraham Lincoln, but he is all the great things. He's respectful, patient,
Yep.
great conflict resolution. But I'm Rick. I'm the most cynical fucking dude in the universe. You
You
could
have
make
a backup plan for backup plans for backup plan for backup plan.
you could make the greatest speech in the world, and I would shit on it in like 3 sentences.
Usually 99% of the time, that's how they like portrayed Rick. But in like the last season and like more recently, people have like been chipping away.
Oh,
at
really?
his like exterior and stuff. Yeah.
Well, you got Evil Morty fucking shit up.
Like
too,
so like there's been multiple times where he's been like humbled semi recently,
right.
and people have been able to talk to him and say shit that he actually affected
Nice.
him.
I'm a little behind.
Yeah.
The last episode I saw was the sea guy that season.
Oh my god, that was
Nimbus.
Nimbus.
So that
Yeah.
season was the last one I vaguely remember. So I need to start there.
They go, ooh, Nimbus wants to have sex with us. And he goes, Nimbus wants to have sex with everyone.
So yeah, I mean, I'm fighting, dude, everything. There's
You have
just the simple fact.
God level, almost omniscience because of your extreme intellect and your knowledge of separate timelines and separate multiverses and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, I can build stuff in an instant. You're
Yeah.
fucking dead.
So like,
I'll kill
if I
you
could
and then I'll
break
go
it-
back in time.
So I
and-
said all that stuff about. So maybe with my conflict resolution skills, I could break you before you were able to incinerate me completely, and I was able to get like through your tough exterior.
if I let you talk.
And
Rick don't put up with shit like that.
I know.
He'll
I
immediately
know.
be like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Dead.
I know.
You're not making it far. That's.
I know.
I knew I was coming back, baby.
Damn it.
That's 4-4.
But that's god damn it.
Yeah.
We keep having ones where it's just like, how do you even argue it?
Well, that's what we kind of wanted, though.
I know.
I mean, we've had some good ones, though.
True.
Doctor Strange and Null was really
Yeah,
good. Like
yeah.
those were, and even the
The-
Eyes and Naruto one was all
that
right.
one, and
but,
then
like,
the video game character one that was crazy.
Blade and
Duke Nukem, right?
no, it was Duke Nukem and
Dante.
Dante. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we had Marge Simpson and Gary Goodspeed,
Yep.
which was just awful. But
That
that
was
one
funny.
was
That one's
you
more
just
closer.
beating the shit
Yeah.
out of me on that one. It was like
Beating up
no
women.
contest.
Yeah.
And then there was Miss Marvel and Thanos. So like
Yeah,
we've had some wild matchups.
Yep.
So this one kind of part of the course here. Like
yeah.
it's not it seems like we're getting odd, strange matchups way more often than actual
The
good
real,
ones.
yeah.
Because, like, we're going to have to start mixing them and be like, Toon versus video game or
Yeah,
Toon versus
yeah.
Marvel or something crazy.
Yeah.
But then Toon has shit like Jerry and Marge and,
Yeah.
like, Dexter's
Very
sister and
standard.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of things. But again, like you say, those characters all do crazy things. So, like,
Because it's a cartoon,
If
so
you
their
got
feats sometimes
Eddie-
are crazy. Ed and Eddie.
yeah, or
Yes.
Shaggy, like anyone like that, it's like, okay, or Popeye.
Mhm.
Like, those dudes have done some crazy
Their
things in
feats
their
are
shows.
insane, yeah.
So I do like the Toon and video game. We'll keep that
We'll
up.
keep it up.
I do want to incorporate maybe doing our characters of the comics.
So that's
we talked
something we've
about.
been talking about. Maybe
So,
doing
Mr. Easta versus Belle
Yeah.
would be this one.
Yep.
So I mean, this one's actually really good
Yeah, it's a really good one.
because you're a fighter.
We're both basically assassins for the most
We
part.
are assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a parasite that could change into any weapon I need,
Yeah.
as long as it fits in his hand.
Okay.
So it could be novelty huge,
But it has to.
as long as he can hold it up,
Okay.
it'll work.
That's awesome.
So any sword, any any kind of gun, any kind of melee weapon.
It looked like Tetsuo, the Machine Man. Do you remember that? It's an Asian movie where the man slowly turns into metal, and it has like a gun-looking arm and
I
shit.
think I know about
It's all in
it.
black and white.
Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
So like
remember
that's
it.
kind of what it reminded me of.
Right. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's deep in his arm.
It's gross.
So
And it reminded me. Sorry, I'm so glad I remember this. You know the anime and the manga Parasite, right?
yes. Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Parasite.
It's that.
It's
pretty much.
exactly that.
Yeah.
It's
probably.
exactly because it's in his hand instead
But
of the head like the rest of them.
He's a bunny.
Oh, he's a bunny.
He's a
You're
bunny.
right. I forgot about that part.
So I think our matchup would have been pretty good.
It would have probably.
But even if we do it, the record it ain't gonna change. It's
No.
4-4 tied up.
4-4 tie.
So
It'll
we'll-
go in the book 4-4 tie.
We should. Oh, you know what we could do is put all our characters from the books we've read and start battling them.
Oh.
So it could be Mr. Issa versus Low Riders in
Witch
Space,
Doctor or
Witch
whatever.
Doctor versus
Yeah.
Judge Glenny,
So
dude.
I like that a lot more.
That would be cool, man. We could. Oh, let's find out how
There's
to
a
make
bunch
our
of
own
things
filter.
we can try.
Let's try to make
If,
our own filter.
if y'all can think of something that we should try, let us know.
Yeah, because we want to continue the Matt versus Adam, but
Yeah.
the same 4 character generators.
Yeah.
It'll get
It'll
a
get-
little limited after a while, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if limited is the right thing.
Probably not. Yeah.
Repetitive, maybe.
Yeah, repetitive,
Repetitive.
right? I like the idea of all our characters from our books. That's pretty cool.
That's dope. So
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that. If y'all have ideas, let us know.
Yeah. Because send us a comment, message Adam only, and he'll get back to you immediately.
Immediately.
Speaking
First
of
2
that,
seconds.
actually, we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify with new episodes out every Monday, and YouTube videos are pretty shortly after, probably Monday or Tuesday as well.
Yep.
So any interaction, any comments, likes, all that is greatly appreciated.
thank you.
Especially listening as well.
Yeah,
That-
just
all of
listening is
it.
more than enough.
we appreciate it very much. And that's the show.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Y'all have a good one.